Okay, so now after talking to Lamb about Anita's death, the next thing we need to do is we actually need to go into the reactor, which is the last place Lamb sent her before she died. And for some reason, the music volume keeps resetting. It keeps, every time I go to a new screen, it gets loud again. Okay, it held there. I like his sweatshirt there. Alright, here we go.
There's a small monitor screen and some knobs.
So, we're gonna go into the reactor now.
The power in those things gives me the willies.
So basically, they sent her into the reactor without the protection that we're wearing here, and she died from radiation sickness. Like it said, when we found her body, it was covered in burns and boils.
It's an ID card.
So we got Anita's identification card.
There's a small monitor. It might be old, but my coat is cool.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. It's so cool, Robert. So now we're gonna head back to the security's headquarters. Now, if you'll remember, Anita became a D-Link because she was caught like hacking and using illegal software while in Link's space. So that's what we're counting on with going to grab her card, is that we can get some more abilities here. Alright, so now we have Blind, which what Blind does is it disables. These eyeballs are actually security cameras, and they can kick you out of the system. So Blind deactivates the security for a small amount of time, and then playback is just a video player. So we gotta be quick on this. So that just guards going into that section right there. So basically we need to get that before he became reactivated, or when we picked it up, he would have kicked us out of the system. And the well right here is actually a video, which is what we need the playback for. Data storage 60K. Use playback to access holographic files. For some reason, the music volume on this run keeps resetting. I didn't do this before in the other videos I make, but every time like I load into a new area, for whatever reason the music goes back up to full volume.
If that's you, Rob, listen carefully. You're the only one who can help.
She knew I was coming
I
for
was
her.
supposed to make contact with an agent from Hobart. Trouble is, the rendezvous was in a park on ground level. And now I'm a D-Link, I can't get there. The agent's name is Eduardo. I don't know how you'll get to Link, but beneath the city there are tunnels. The remains of the old subway.
Which we found the station of earlier. The museum station. And now I believe that is all that we need in here. Yeah, we can go ahead and disconnect. So now we gotta go back down to ground level. Again. Anything more I can say to him?
Know where I'd find the old subway?
Nah, I've never heard of it.
I thought all boys were into railways.
Get real? What planet are you on?
Sometimes I wonder.
That's deep, Robert.
Tell me about your Dandelion game.
Ah, it's brilliant. You get chased by these giant yellow weeds.
You mean dandelions are yellow? The gardener told me they were blue.
He's mad. He's not a real gardener.
How'd you know the gardener is a fake?
He's got green fingers.
That's the sign of a naturally talented gardener.
I saw him dipping them in the paint. Anyway, the plants are made of plastic.
You're a real help, Vincent.
No problem, Rob.
Don't wear out your thumbs.
Don't wear out your thumbs. Gardner's a phony.
Excuse me. You told me dandelions were blue.
You lying sack of shit.
Well, what of it? This boy assures me they're yellow.
Ugh, smart-assed little brat. All right, you got me sussed. I haven't had any formal training, but I've always dreamed of being a gardener. I love them. Every little shrub and succulent. Those dainty blossoms waving their little stamens in the breeze.
All right, I get the point.
He really loves them.
Why should I do that?
Report you for what, also? You're pretending to be a gardener? Dude, I'm talking to you.
Do you know a girl called Anita?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Why do you want to know?
She's been murdered. I found her body in the cathedral.
Can't see why you're telling me.
Excuse me.
Oh my gosh.
What's your name?
It's Eduardo. Why?
That's who we
You're
need to
Anita's
see.
contact, right?
How come you know so much?
She left a message on her card.
Listen, do you know what's happened to Link?
I'm totally confused.
Link is a living, self-replicating organism. Originally, it served as an advisor to the Council, but it has gradually taken control. How and why? We're really not sure. Hobart scientists have developed a virus. It will check Link's growth, if we can get it into the system.
Will you give me the virus?
I can't. It's been downloaded to Link space. Anita was supposed to retrieve it, since she had a Shreveport port.
So have I. I owe it to Anita to get that virus.
No chance. It's bound to be guarded.
I can try at least.
Is so have I correct grammar there? Is that right? I think that's all that we can get out of Eduardo. We found out that the virus is in Link. Yeah, that's all that we can
See you
do.
later.
And now the court is open.
Silence in court. Security Services, Department of Justice, Inc. Judge Chutney presiding. Court is now in session.
Silence! I recognize that villain. An habitual criminal if ever I saw one.
Good and partial judge.
That's Mr. Greaves, my lord. The counsel for the prosecution.
Silence when you speak to me. Now, who is the first contestant?
Defendant, my lord. The case of Union Security Services versus Howard Hobbins.
Howard Hobbins. Come on up.
Ah, yes.
Nice to see you, Howard. You're not nervous, are you?
Not really.
The defendant is accused of gross contempt and assault of a security officer.
Oh, intolerable. What have you got to say for yourself, eh?
I've been framed, Your Honor. May I elucidate, my lord?
Go on then, but hurry up about it.
Officer Blunt was investigating a complaint made against Hobbins. After questioning the defendant, he was the victim of an assault.
Ah, monstrous, off with his head.
Just a flipping minute. Who's defending me?
Defense? Is he entitled to any?
I'm afraid so, my lord.
That kind of surprises me
On
for
my
this
soul,
city.
Whatever next? Who'd be silly enough to defend this wretch?
Enter Robert. How come that wasn't voice acting? I don't know, Robert just shrugs.
Very well. Let's get on with round one. Fingers on the buzzers, everyone.
I wish to call Officer Blunt.
Call Officer Blunt.
Please tell the court what happened. Oh, I was assaulted. And is the culprit present in the court? Oh, that's him in the overalls.
I like his
rest
voice
my
actor.
case, my lord.
Good. Where's my black cat?
We haven't heard the defense, my lord.
Is it really necessary? Oh, go on. Just don't take all day.
Now then, Officer Blunt. Who lodged the complaint against Hobbins?
Objection, my lord. Defense is contriving to lead the witness.
What?
It was a simple question. I wish to establish the seriousness of the complaint made against my client.
I shall permit the witness to answer. However, I'm awarding Mr. Greaves 5 points for a well-timed interruption.
So who did lodge the complaint?
It was Daniel Piermont.
What was Mrs. Piermont's grievance?
Cruelty to her pet dog. I interviewed Hobbins on 4 occasions, but he still hasn't confessed.
4 interrogations suggests harassment.
Objection, my lord. Officer Blunt is not the subject of this trial.
Quite correct.
Yeah, that's
Objection
fair.
sustained. 10 points to the prosecution.
What was the nature of your injuries?
I got very wet.
But you didn't suffer any physical harm.
I could have caught a nasty cold.
Tell the court how you got wet.
While patrolling on Bellevue,
Oh, it just hit me that that's the
I
dude that was in front of the
separated
cathedral.
by a sudden shower.
Did you ascertain its source?
Oh, yeah. I heard laughter from the walkway above.
So, you saw the accused pour the liquid?
I couldn't see anything. My eyes were full of water. But I'd recognize his laugh anywhere.
Just how well do you know Hobbins?
I've never met him before.
And yet you say you recognized
Yeah.
his laughter.
I don't know.
No further questions, Your Honor. I wish to call Mrs. Piermont.
Call Mrs. Piermont.
Hello, darling. Hello, Robbie. Hello, everyone.
Silence in court.
Had you met Hobbins before this incident?
I don't recall ever seeing him, but one takes little notice of mere maintenance.
What was your complaint against Hobbins?
He was abused, my little poochy poos.
Disgraceful. I haven't had a dog abuse case since the infamous Spaniel Mangle scandals.
Did you witness the alleged attack?
Not exactly.
Then how did you know about it? Did the dog tell you?
Officer Blunt reported the incident to me.
How would you describe your pet dog?
Objection, Your Honor. This is a trial, not a dog show. Objection overruled, Mr. Greaves. I want to get to the bottom of this doggy business.
He's an absolute darling. Everyone adores him.
No further questions, Your Honor. I'd like to question the defendant. Did you assault Officer Blunt?
Objection, my lord. Why, man, what's wrong?
Why, man?
Repetition, my lord. Objection overruled.
Are you guilty of assault, Howard?
Not me. I was fixing one of the cooling pipes, and it burst.
So Blunt's soaking was an accident?
Not exactly.
Why did the pipe burst?
Some joker had cut a power cable and overloaded the steam release in the power station.
You don't
That's what
say.
damaged the cooling pipe.
Oh, I see. Did you laugh at Blunt's predicament?
Laugh? I'd nearly wet me pants.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Greaves, you may start the bonus round. The facts speak for themselves, my lord. Hobbins is a cruel and callous man with no respect for law and order. I recommend the maximum possible sentence. Any comments from the defense?
I don't believe this is happening. This is total madness. You've all been warped in some way. And I think Link is the cause.
Silence! I've heard quite enough of this nonsense. So it's time for me to make my judgment. Howard Hobbins, you've won tonight's star prize. Life imprisonment. imprisonment.
Jesus.
However, in view of your service to the city, I'm going to reduce your sentence. 2 hours community service. Court dismissed.
I just walk out. Okay. On that note, we're gonna end this video here. We'll see you back probably a couple days.